Keep track of my status and progress through bariatric surgery. And today we're talking to you about, say, 48 hours post-surgery. Doing okay. And um, I will say that the process was interesting. I've got some video to show you of the before, during. No gross sort of meaty bits to show there. Although they did give me color pictures to pass around. My dad threatened to get them autographed. I thought that would have been particularly excellent. Um, at any rate, we'll go ahead and roll the video. But in general, status is good. And then I'll be back to talk about next steps. So it's morning of. We are probably about an hour away from surgery. I thought I was going to shave. I didn't. Um, Nervous. Ready to go, I guess. Dad's getting ready in the shower. Getting ready to take the trip over. I guess the next video that you see from me is going to be um, probably post-op. We'll see. Maybe there'll be something in the hospital itself. One last quick one, because people seem to take that picture. I'm not sure why. But here we go. That's good.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Tell me when.
When?
So, we're still doing this episode of Inaction of Fat Guy with a Ponytail. Bariatric surgery has taken place. This is what post-op looks like. It hurts. And what else can I tell you? Relatively uneventful. Mouth is dry. A lot of pressure. They talk about gas and having gas pressure, and it really is like having a panic attack that never ends. It's crushing your chest from the inside out. So it's not a good feeling. But there are good drugs. Dilaudid, Toradol, and I forget what they give me for the anti-nausea, which tastes like paste, berry-flavored paste. And the folks here are taking real good care of me. They say that also there's a certain area, a span of time where you get buyer's remorse. And we've definitely had that on and off. So I find out thinking to myself, what the fuck was I thinking? I mean, honestly, why? Why would I do this to myself? But we've already covered in previous episodes as to why and how we got here. On the plus side, I'm also really dry, so I'm going to make weird faces. My weight's probably going down even more because I'm not eating anything. I'm on the IV. Tomorrow is going to be an exciting day of 4-ounce shots of fluids in succession, probably none of which are going to taste good. I enjoy that. We haven't vomited yet, but if I do get that moment, hopefully I'll be able to record that in drunk history fashion for you. Yeah, so we're getting close to the evening. Girlfriend's going to spend the night. I've got my lovely daughter and her boyfriend filming, and yeah, this is kind of my life now, or at least till tomorrow. With any luck, I'll be out of here tomorrow, and we'll give you the news then. All right. Go ahead and kill it. All right. So that was pretty interesting. Or might not be. Who knows? At any rate, that was in the moment. We're now sitting with 48 hours behind us, more or less. A couple things getting out of the hospital required me to burp for sure, walk around a lot, and ideally they wanted me to fart. That's pretty important. It's ironic, I guess, but there it is. So never been so excited to fart in my life. And believe me, it's the pain that you get with the gas pain is pretty significant. So releasing that pain, because it pushes up right here in your chest area. It's not a pleasant feeling. In addition to all the stuff that basically feels like the Hulk punched you in the stomach. You've got a lot of tenderness around the abdomen. The surgical scars are they're not so bad. Small, I'm told, but they've got the hot glue or whatever it is they use to seal those up, and those aren't bad. Right now we're on a timetable of roughly trying to get those fluids in. Protein may be a miss. We're trying to keep that 70-100 if we can get there, but ideally we want to get 64 ounces of water or fluid into my body daily. And so the challenge is to keep that going, because I got a little tiny space that's about the size of your stomach now to get that in. One of the other things that I guess I should talk about a little bit is who I've told, because I think I've said that I've kept that list really short. Post-surgery, that list is growing a little bit, not because I want to scream from the mountaintops that this is a great thing. Hardly. We don't know yet. But mostly because a lot of the people who know me will undoubtedly notice my behavior change. Prior to surgery or prior to prep for surgery, I wouldn't say I'm an alcoholic, but being in a pirate band, you drink a lot. So there's a lot more alcohol. There's supposed to be no alcohol for a year, which is going to be an interesting story all in of itself. Certainly no beer, and the food intake is going to be smaller and very different, particularly during these initial periods. We talked about the different stages. So I suspect that people who know me are going to figure something out, and it isn't going to be that my knee, which I think was my story that I was going with, is going to be the issue, and not going to happy hours, or going to happy hours but drinking water, because I can't have fizzy beverages, so I can't have a Coke and pretend it's a rum and Coke. There's a lot of, and there's just a whole lot of, I guess, acting that I could do, but for those people who know me, I'd be interested in saying, well, look, here's the deal, and I just don't want to hear about how it's the easy way out, or I don't know, judgment calls and stuff like that. So we're sticking with, here it is, and by the way, if you say it's the easy way out, I have to punch you in the face. And if we lead off with that, then whatever happens after that is good. So I've even told one of my bandmates, they were on the phone with me. I think the only complication that I've had is a bit of what's called apparently phlebitis, which is not basically on your arm where they have the IV. That was in there for a bit of time, and so I've got a little bit of weakness in my hand, my right hand, and wrist. That's going down as I ice it down. That's a bit of it's an ice pack, 15 minutes, 3 times a day. So we just started that. That seems to be having a bit of an effect, which is good, because I was pretty concerned that was going to affect my guitar playing. It did kind of take the wind out of I might get some gaming in. Well, maybe not as much as you think. We'll hope tomorrow's better. Buddy Frank is going to be with me tomorrow, or at least tonight, and hang with me tomorrow to make sure I'm doing okay, even though I'm probably doing, for the most part, pretty good. But that's the plan. Probably won't be posting again maybe for another week. We'll see, unless something dramatic happens. But I think that's the plan going forward. So it's fluids, plain old protein shakes and teas and broth, just like we started with. And then pureed food, which, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Could be entertaining. Anyhow, that's it so far. And we'll see you next time.